Twitter is king if you're looking for success. Doesn't matter if you're running your own business, promoting your services, or if you just want to make 1,000 new friends online, you'll need to find some way to DM people on Twitter. But ever since Elon took over Twitter, it can be pretty difficult to send out DMs automatically, especially if you want to send thousands of them every day. There's people getting flagged as bots, having their accounts taken down, etc, etc. And that's why I'm going to teach you the best way to send thousands of Twitter DMs every single day with this easy foolproof guide that's helped me close over 8,700 new leads. And so the first question in your mind is probably, who do I DM? You'll need to find thousands of the right people, and you just can't do that manually. But you obviously still need them to be interested in what you're selling. Plus, sending DMs to people that really aren't interested in what you're selling is probably going to end up hurting you more than it's going to benefit you. And that's because nobody likes unsolicited DMs, especially if they don't care about what you're offering. They'll probably just think you're a scammer and they'll report your account, and then you'll be blocked, which we really don't want. So how do we find thousands of people that'll want to accept your first DM? You can very easily do that through efficient lead generation. Sure, you can manually do this by number one, finding people in your niche and hitting them with a follow. Then you'd have to go through their follower list and see who they follow. And then once you find a decent amount of people, then you'd reach out to them manually. Now, this method obviously isn't the most efficient. You might get flagged as a bot for following too many people in such a short amount of time. So if you use this method, please be sure to space out your follows accordingly. Instead, I honestly just recommend that you automate this whole process. I use Drippy for this. Using Drippy, I can find thousands of qualified leads in virtually any industry with just a couple clicks. Let me just quickly show you how this works. All you really need to do is you just go to leads on the left-hand side of your screen, you hit new lead source, you select lead scraper, and now this will allow us to add any Twitter profile link into the account source section. So we can just open up Twitter and we just need to figure out who your target audience follows. If you don't know, you can very quickly just ask ChatGPT to give you a list of your ideal audience. For example, you can just ask it who your niche follows on Twitter to make it super easy. Who would SaaS founders follow on Twitter? Now it's going to give you a very, very good list that you can start off with. So for example, here we have a couple guys. Let's see. Okay, so we can start off with Jason Lemkin. Now, Nathan Barry, I really like. Can you actually give me their Twitter handles, please? And then it'll actually give you their Twitter handles. They're not always going to be super accurate, but these are good for the most part. So here, now we're just going to take Nathan Latka. We're going to go in here. We're going to paste. And then there we go. We found Nathan Latka, who owns getlatka.com, I'm pretty sure. So here we go. Now all we need to do is take Nathan Latka's link. Then we go back into Drippy. We paste his link in here. Now this will actually start loading with everyone that he follows and all his followers. And so what's really nice is you can just add as many lead sources in here as you'd like. So if we go back into ChatGPT, we want to take Jason Lemkin. We're just going to copy him, paste him up here. We're going to take his link now. We're going to add him back into Drippy. And now his followers are also going to start loading up. And this is going to start creating a very, very solid lead list for us. Now we can go ahead and hit next. And what's really nice about Drippy is you can add a bunch of filters, right? So for example, let's say we only want people that have more than 1,000 followers. We can go ahead and do that. And then for bio contents, you can add as many keywords in here as you like. So for example, we can say founder. Then we can also just do CEO. And so now we are only going to be reaching out to anyone that follows one of these guys or is followed by one of these guys that has more than 1,000 followers on Twitter and either has the word CEO or founder in their bio. Now we just hit next. And we're just going to give our lead source a name. We're just going to call this demo, and then we're going to hit save. Now that you have a massive list of very, very high quality prospects, you can go and actually start drafting the DM. A killer DM needs one major thing to stand out: personalization. The more authentic and genuine your DMs feel, the more likely your prospect is to actually reply. So here's one trick I learned to personalize DMs pretty quickly. So first thing you want to do is you just want to open up Twitter and then just go to your lead's profile. Then you want to scroll down to their very last post. So obviously this is going to be the pinned post, and we're going to go for this one. So this one is, you've come too far to sell for anything less than what you want. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to go into ChatGPT and we're going to paste a message template with a prompt. I'm actually going to leave the prompt and message template down below the description. So feel free to just copy and paste from there. So here's the prompt, and we're just going to ask it to rewrite this DM template. And then we are going to add the account that we are talking about. So link to account, post, paste leads, last post. So here we go. We're just going to put everything in here. We're also going to add a link to his Twitter handle. And obviously we pasted the last tweet, and then we have an actual script to send out. And then you just have to go in and kind of fill in the gaps. So you do the first name, and then you'd add a company, similar company. So this is like a case study. And then it really just depends on what it is that you're selling and your case studies. Now this method will work very well, but if you're looking to send thousands of DMs every single day, going about it manually is really just not going to be the best use of your time. And so you need something faster. And so this is where Drippy comes back into play. We're just going to go into automations on the left-hand side of your screen. We're going to select add new. We're going to hit ColdDM 2.0. We're going to hit next. Now we're going to select our lead source. We're just going to do the demo one that we just uploaded earlier on in the video. Then we're going to select script personalizer, which will allow us to use AI to enhance our scripts. We're going to hit next. And now for configure message, essentially what you need to do is you want to select the advanced version of GPT just so that your personalizations are that much better. For context, you just need to give the AI a little bit of context about what it is that you do. This is not where your script goes, and a lot of people get confused there for some reason. So just thought I'd throw that out. And now when you hit script, this is where your script will actually go, obviously, right? And this specific script, again, I'll leave this down below in the description so you can copy paste it. This is the script that has worked the best across the whole entire platform. So if you want access to the script, you can either just take a screenshot or get access to it down below in the description. Essentially what it's saying is, hey, first name, I put together a list of 1,000, and then we are mentioning the lead's ICP. So we're using AI and we're using the lead's profile and website to determine who they target. And then we are also using AI down here to determine what service they actually provide. And so we're saying, hey, first name, I put together a list of 1,000, your ICP, who might be interested in your service, right? And we're actually like name dropping it. And then we're saying, hey, cool if I send it over. So this is just a lead magnet outreach message that works really, really, really well. For settings, this is what you want your settings to look like. And then you can hit generate here to see what the actual message is going to look like. Once our message is good to go, we're just going to hit next. You can add as many variants as you'd like to split test. For this case, we're not going to add any. And now when it comes to follow-ups, I just had one follow-up one day later. It literally can be as simple as just a question mark, literally just to bump up your message. We're going to go ahead and hit next. And now this is where things start getting really interesting. What's really nice about Twitter is that you can send up to 500 messages per day per account. So you can set the limit to 500 per day. You can add a delivery schedule if you only want to send between 9 to 5 on a specific time zone, whatever it may be. And then these are the exact settings that I like setting up. So script previously contacted, do not contact list turned on, prevent cross account duplicates. And then I like having AI activity check turned on. This will really increase reply rates if you know that your ICP is very active on Twitter. You can select to only reach out to people that have been active within the last 7 days, 2 days, 3 days, whatever it may be. AI location check you can also do so that you're only reaching out to people in the US, for example. You can do US, UK, Canada. That also works really well. And then you can select to only reach out to people that have their profile in a specific language. Then we're going to go ahead and hit next. We're just going to give our automation a name. We're just going to call this demo. Now I'm going to select my personal Twitter account. You hit create, and now you are sending very, very personalized messages using AI to a very high quality list of leads on a completely automated basis. And that is how you can send thousands of Twitter DMs every single day. Now, if you want to check out the software that I use to automate all my Twitter DMs and that you saw in this video, check the first link down below in the description. That'll give you a 7-day free trial to get all this set up for completely free. And now that you know how to send thousands of DMs every single day, I want to teach you what Alex Hormozi has to say about Twitter outreach. And you can check out that video here. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.